Well, Tony, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. Glad you called.
Good. Well, I'm glad to talk to you. Let's start this one by talking about your personal story. Who are you? Why were you inspired to start the Rideshare Drivers Club? And then basically, not in great deal, but basically, what is the Rideshare Drivers Club? Because I think a lot of that goes to your motivation for starting it.
Well, let's start with the inception of RideShare Drivers Club. It wasn't an intentional thing. It was actually happened very much by accident. In fact, driving for Uber and Lyft happened by accident. I was retired early, age 62, and got totally bored with golf and fishing. The two things I love the most, because I found out that the more golf you play, the worse you get. And I hate being, second or third, and that game you just can't always win. Fishing, I live in New Jersey, so you can only fish 120 days a year, so what do you do with the other time? Make a long story short, by accident one day I'm cruising around, Facebook, looking around, and I see this ad for Lyft. Become a Lyft driver. Well, okay. On a whim, I filled out the application, forgot all about it. 2 days later, I get an email back. Your application is almost through. We need a background check. And, oh, really? I filled out the background check information, gave them all. Next thing you know, they set me up for a interview with a Lyft mentor. I went to the interview. I had my cell phone. They showed me what to do. Next thing you know, I'm out driving. Didn't know anything, no training, no nothing. But I'm out there. I knew the city. And it was fun. I really enjoyed it. After a couple of months, I went over to Uber. So now I got both apps working. And we were making money. It wasn't, serious money, but, a couple of years ago, we were making $1,000, $1,400 a week. It's nothing to sneeze at for an old retired guy like me. And what happened, about a year ago, maybe a little more now, I started to see that the fares were getting crazy. They were, coming down, lower, lower, lower. And, the $1,000 weeks started to turn into $800 weeks, started to turn into $600 weeks. I said, what's going on? I'm doing the same work, but I'm getting a lot less money. By June of last year, I was fed up. I said, something's got to give here. I said, I'm having this problem. There's a whole lot of other people that are having the exact same problem. And that's how Rideshare Drivers Club came into existence by accident. So what can I do to alleviate the situation? I'm thinking. I said, well, first of all, we're going to need a website. And I started writing. I like to write, so you'll see once you come on our site that I do a lot of writing. I like to write. I write for myself. So it turns out that I was writing for drivers as well, because I was concentrating on Lyft and Uber. Why is this happening, and what can we do to alleviate this stressful situation? Because, I jumped into the fray pretty good too. When we were making $1,000, $1,400 a week, I said, let me go out and buy a new car, which I did. But a brand new Chrysler Town & Country, black, real nice, maxed out, 6 years worth of payments, right? Those payments didn't stop. When the prices came down, the fares came down, my payments were still there. I said, now, I did this on a whim. I was having fun. All of a sudden, this is not fun anymore, right? I have to pay. I have to work for the car. Something's got to give. So what I had to give was needed to find a way to continue driving and continue with Lyft and Uber as an income, but we need to supplement it. The flow of income was dwindling week after week after week because of the fare cuts. And it was an insidious thing. It wasn't something that just happened all at once, where it hit you in the face. It happened slowly, week after week, month after month. But by June of last year, it was, time to do something. So that's when I started writing the articles and putting together the website, and got a lot of good feedback from the Uber drivers that I associated with in our, when the shift was over, we'd go to the diner and start talking, and they would say, yeah, that's a great idea. Stay with it, Tony, which I did. So I spent a lot of time putting the site together, and I think we've come up with something that all rideshare drivers, not only Uber and Lyft, but there's a bunch of other rideshare drivers that are, can take advantage of this, including limo drivers, taxi drivers, anybody that drives people around for a living. Because what they'll find out, and this is especially true with Uber and Lyft, that your income that you make with Uber and Lyft will only break you even. Because that kind of income, you can go out and get a job at Walmart or fast food joint flipping hamburgers, because you're going to make $15 an hour no matter what. You'll never get rich. You'll never, and there's a lot of stress involved. So with the website and our plan to supplement our income, you can still make your Uber and Lyft income, but you have something to do at the same time to substantially increase your income, but not just a one-time deal like Uber and Lyft will give you. Bring on another driver and we'll give you $350. We'll give you $250. We'll give you $1,000 even. But that's a one-time deal. And they make the bar so high that not many people are able to do that. In our situation, when you refer a member to our club, you get residual income. That's smart income. That's income that happens every single month, month after month. Rich people know about residual income. Poor people know about paychecks. When you have a paycheck, it means you have a job. If you have a job, you're just over broke. So that was the reason we started RideShare Drivers Club. And I think that it's going to do a lot of good for a lot of people.